Tell me when it's over, I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone, it's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home, your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you were made. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's no word. I try to justify my actions, less reactions, heartbeat raising. Oh, it doesn't work.
It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, truer statements have never, ever been made. It does not matter who the host is. Today is Tuesday, April the 5th. Oh, man, that means tax season is almost over with. April the 5th of 2022, day 95 of the year, and only 270 days left to go. Now, seriously, that is the number. That is the gig. That is what we are looking for. 270 days to move forward out of this thing. That's really what it boils down to. Anyways, how are you? How are things going inside of your neck of the woods as the overnight has occurred? The exciting times have happened. The Raw after WrestleMania has happened. All that fun stuff that we're supposed to talk about as we are hanging on this lovely Monday. Anyways, we are Monday. Listen to me. Yes, it is Tuesday. My Monday is all mixed up. Here we go. So we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and of course, hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place.
Radio Big.
Yes, we are hanging out at RadioBig.fm. If you wanted to know where else we're hanging out. By the way, so before I get into this a little bit more, the whole thing of being on TuneIn Radio has kind of, I guess it was a bigger deal than what I thought. So if you are not aware, our current radio station of RadioBig.fm is available on TuneIn Radio. So if you have not downloaded the app, all you do is go to TuneIn Radio or go to TuneInRadio.com, and you can download it right there and, get moving and grooving, and we'll be with you. There are several thousands of listings of different radio stations that are available to you, and that is one of them that is there for you to take a gander at. Take a listen, all that fun stuff that you can do on radio stations, all that stuff there. Anyway, so let's start talking right away about what is going on inside of this world right now. Trending from the overnight was Elon Musk was trending on Monday after news broke that he purchased a significant share of Twitter. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. National Library Week was also landed on Twitter's top 10 as Twitter users encouraged others to visit their local libraries and thank those working to keep them running. Truth Social was trending as well after news broke that two execs quit the app. So there you go. And fans tweeted birthday wishes to Robert Downey Jr. yesterday as he turned 57. So a lot of stuff going on there. And then, of course, as you might have known or noticed, it is Tuesday, even though I still believe that it's Monday based on what I was just saying a few moments ago. So here's the gig. We have to talk about it. Yes. It is the top 5 songs in each category of the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, number 5 song, according to Spotify, here you go. At number 5 was Shawn Mendes, When You're Gone. At number 4 was Camila Cabello with Bam Bam featuring Ed Sheeran. You know, I'm kind of wondering, are they going back and forth and trying to talk to each other via that format? At number 4 was Camila Cabello, as I just said. At number 3 was Lil Nas X with That's What I Want. At number 2 was Justin Bieber with Ghost. And at the number 1 spot, according to Spotify, was Harry Styles, As It Was. That song just dropped, too, on Friday. If you take a look at the other side of the equation, it kind of goes something very similar to this. This is how it goes. Elton John and Dua Lipa with Cold Heart, the P Now remix. BTS with We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal. At number 3 was Lado and Mariah Carey with Big Energy remix featuring DJ Khaled. At number 2 was Van Zant with Sweet Florida. Sweet Florida. And then at the number 1 spot, according to iTunes, was Harry Styles as it was. So there you go. That is what was going on inside of all of those sourcings, all of that information, and everything along those lines. So if you are ready, let me kind of give you the layout to the land. It goes something like this. If you have not hung out with us before, it goes very similar to this. We hang out and we talk about the world of safety. We talk about the world of news, and then I give you safety in the news, news and safety, and then we bring in some professional broadcasters in. They talk about what is going on, and then I come back. We give you a main story. We package everything up, and we go, damn, did we just have a good time or what? And there went a whole hour, and we go from there. So if you are ready for our assignment, America, we will get us moving right now with what is going on inside of the world of the news, so we can get this moving and grooving right now.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The South is bracing for more severe weather. NBC meteorologist Bill Cairns.
Now we're watching that tornado threat into Louisiana and Mississippi. Tornado watches up till 11 a.m. this morning. Numerous strong storms have already reported large hail and some wind damage around Shreveport and southern portions of Arkansas.
And there are already reports of some damage in North Texas overnight, with trees blown over, power lines down, and several people having to be rescued from their vehicles due to flash floods. Officials say at least 2 firefighters in Tarrant County were injured while battling a house fire sparked by a lightning strike. March Madness reached a fever pitch Monday night in New Orleans as Kansas notched a record-setting comeback to become the 2022 NCAA men's basketball national champions. Kansas coach Bill Self.
To win when your team had to fight and come back the way they did and show that much grit makes this one off the charts. I thought this would be good, and this is a heck of a lot better than I thought it would be.
The Jayhawks defeated North Carolina 72-69 after trailing by 16 points in the first half to complete the largest comeback championship game history. Jalen Wilson and David McCormick each had 15 points for the Jayhawks. An arrest has been made in connection to Sunday's mass shooting in Sacramento that left 6 people dead. Sacramento Police Chief Kathy Lester.
It is really important to me that we do this right and get justice for those families.
26-year-old Deandre Martin was taken into custody as a related suspect. He faces assault and illegal firearm possession charges. The shooting happened Sunday in the downtown area. In addition to the 6 killed, at least a dozen were wounded. Former President Barack Obama is headed back to the White House today. He'll speak about the success of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. This will be his first visit since leaving office in 2017. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
For Feature Story News in Tokyo, I'm Phoebe Amoroso. Sacramento police arrest a suspect in the mass shooting that killed 6 people and left 12 others wounded. North Korea warns of a full-blown war against the South following comments made by the country's defense minister. and Shanghai remains under lockdown with no indication from authorities on when the strict COVID-19 curbs might be lifted. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Rated R Safety Show. Sarcastic? Never.
Investors are betting that the Federal Reserve will raise rates so aggressively to quash inflation that it will lead to a recession. Mike Bauer reports.
And it was a report showing a booming job market that's begun sounding the recession alarms. The jobs numbers amount to a green light for more aggressive tightening, including what looks to be the first half percentage point rate hike in 22 years at a policy meeting that will conclude May 4th. Friday, the bond yield inverted. That is traditionally a harbinger of recession. And while recession talk is clearly premature, it is clear the Fed is on an increasingly narrow tightrope. The current bond prices do imply slower growth ahead, but do not currently suggest the Fed will overdo its tightening campaign. Even Fed advisors themselves say one of the things we've learned from the pandemic is to expect the unexpected. I'm Mike Bauer.
The CDC says 72% of coronavirus infections are the Omicron BA2 subvariant. Mark Mayfield reports.
With that, an epidemiologist at the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation in Washington State believes the strain could displace the first Omicron variant in a couple of weeks. However, White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says while cases could increase with the BA2 variant, he doesn't think a major surge will happen. Since the Omicron spike in January, the U.S. saw COVID infections and hospitalizations drop over 90%. I'm Mark Mayfield.
It's still uncertain whether or not Tiger Woods will tee it up at the Masters in Augusta this week. Trey Thomas reports.
The five-time Masters champ is planning to address the media at 11 this morning and may announce his decision then. This afternoon's practice round is expected to be interrupted by strong thunderstorms. Weather could affect tomorrow's practice session at the Augusta National as well. I'm Trey Thomas.
Gas prices are down for the 7th day in a row. The AAA station survey finds the national average price for regular is down a penny to $4.17 a gallon. Gas prices are dropping as the price of crude oil keeps going down. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things as mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In 96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in 09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they could be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Oh, there you go. Currently 16 minutes past the top of the hour there. 16 minutes past the top of the hour as we are hanging and banging on this lovely, not Monday, but Tuesday, just in case, because, I already screwed that up first thing. So let's start hanging and banging, moving and grooving, and doing all the fun things that we get to do. So taking the top from the hit list real quick, an SEC filing posted on Monday shows that Elon Musk bought nearly $3 billion worth of Twitter stock last month, making him a shareholder of nearly 10% of the company. It's really 9.2% of the company. Musk has, in the recent weeks, quietly suggested dabbing into social media world and developing a platform committed to free speech regardless of political philosophy. Twitter shares spiked in value as results of the news. I mean, go figure. Elon Musk, dropped some money into something that he believed in, and voila, magic starts occurring. Musk has more money to spend too. He's worth about $230 billion. So I think if he wanted to, drop some more moolah inside of that thing, he could do so.
Duh.
So let's continue talking. Think twice before loading up on certain chocolate eggs this Easter celebration. A British news channel is investigating news reports shows the horrors that go into the popular Cadbury cream eggs. The Channel 4 investigation shows that footage of children in West Ghana as young as 10 harvesting cocoa plants for 9 hours a day in what is described as a blazing heat. For their efforts, they get paid a few dollars a day. Mondelez, Cadbury parent company, denies exploiting child labor to make their product. So hold on. I mean, to what extent do we go to here and start thinking about this? Because that's going to be a question. You know this, so let's not lie. So, are they exploiting children, or are they exploiting this? And exactly what company is doing it? Because that's going to be the other aspect of the whole thing. You can't have it both ways. It just never has worked out that way. It doesn't work in that particular fashion. Like, either you're doing it this way or you're doing it that way, but you can't be doing it in between. So either you know or you don't know, or you knew and you didn't know, or you knew and you pretended you didn't know, or you know, or is it a known or an unknown? What? Yes, you got me there. Okay, so let's continue talking real quick. Burger King is facing a deceptive advertising suit. The complaint alleges that BK ads suggest that that their burgers are 35% larger than they actually are, with meat patties twice the size of the real ones. In particular, the Whopper and the King Burger are named, as well as some of the breakfast sandwiches. So far, the class action lawsuit has about 100 people signed on to it. We're going to sue you because you advertised falsely and your burger patty is not as big as you said that it was.
Oops. What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, so let's start talking a little bit more. A report published on Monday in the UK outlines the extensive psychological development issues and British children are facing as a result of the overly restrictive lockdowns. Most critically, kids who missed crucial formative years for language and communication skills are among the furthest behind. Worth noting, masking was not the stricter on younger children in the UK as it was in the US. So how much worse will the children here have it? It's just a question, of course, just something to think about, something out of the ordinary. Anyways, it is currently 20 minutes past the top of the hour, and I think it might be time to bring in some Johnny Smalls inside of here and let him tell you what is going on in the market beat. No, seriously, what's going on inside of the market beat? Let's do that.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. The melt-up in equities continued Monday with the S&P 500 gaining more than 0.75% at the high of the day. The move was driven in large part by the energy sector, however, as oil prices gained nearly 4% to trade above the $104 level. With oil prices trading near record levels, the energy sector is expected to post windfall earnings this reporting season. The rest of the index may not fare so well. 7 of the 11 sectors have declining consensus estimates for earnings, while 4 are expected to post an outright earnings decline. The risk for the market is that earnings will be worse than expected and guidance will be lowered. In that scenario, the bear market will enter a new phase in which recent lows will be tested and possibly exceeded. The test for the market this week, however, will be the minutes from the last FOMC meeting. They're set to be out on Wednesday. Investors should be prepared for a very hawkish FOMC and at least a 50 basis point interest rate increase at the next meeting. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls, for the information. And I guess, when somebody makes a reference to it being hawkish, what exactly does that mean? What is hawkish in regards to that? Can somebody please give me a little ooh la la in regards of what the hell you're talking about when you say hawkish? Because that will be something to consider as we are moving forward. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about some other things that are going on inside of the world. Officials in Sacramento have arrested a suspect that's connected with a shooting that left 6 dead and a dozen injured early Sunday morning. The 26-year-old Deandre Martin has been booked on charges of the assault with a deadly weapon after being convicted of carrying a loaded weapon. This is according to AP reports. He is expected to appear in court at some point today. So that is something that is going on over there as we are talking. So not sure what exactly is going on around here. Anyways, let's continue talking. SLC schools or Salt Lake City, for those who are not in the know, schools ask public health to staff school meal programs. Salt Lake City school system is asking for members of the public to help staff the shortage of the impact of the district of student meal plans. Spokesperson Deandre Martin says that the district's food nutrition department is understaffed around 30%.
We've even raised wages, and we're still not seeing a difference in the people applying to be child nutrition workers.
So there you go, some information for sure that is going on there. Chatwood says that the kids are still being fed, even though, but it adds more to the staff shortage limits with the number of options that students may have at mealtime. The school district says it is now accepting application for members of the public who might want to volunteer as staff cafeteria line a few times a week. Chatwin says the help will be greatly appreciated by both the student and the cafeteria. Chatwin hopes that the volunteers stepping up will help during staff shortages.
Even if you're only able to commit to one time, that still will make a difference that day to the students and to the staff who've been working tirelessly throughout the pandemic.
So there you go, a lot of stuff going on there. So here's the thing. If Salt Lake City, and apparently I like to pick a lot on Salt Lake City because as you see, we pull a lot of info that goes on there. But if there's a shortage there, is there shortage in other places, but we just don't talk about them? Because that's the other thing that we need to talk about. I mean, the kids don't know what the hell's going on, and you're trying to help out as much as you can. So do you think that there might be something going on in your neck of the woods? maybe that's something else to think about. Anyways, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy in Southern California speaks to students about mental health. Many students and teenagers were left searching for answers about their well-being during the pandemic. The U.S. surgeon talked to students in San Diego about the solutions that are out there. The latest is here by Phil Farrell.
Vice Admiral Dr. Vivek Murthy was at San Diego's Jackie Robinson Family YMCA, promoting the importance of mental well-being, community, and connection as the nation recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking to students, he said they need a head start.
Investing in more treatment and making treatment accessible to them. Right now, it takes on average 11 years. That's not acceptable. We've got to do better in providing treatment. We've also got to do better in terms of investing in prevention.
The Surgeon General said suicide rates among teenagers were already going up before the pandemic. During the previous decade, nearly 20% of the nation's students said they contemplated suicide. I'm Phil Farrar.
Okay, thanks, Phil, for that one, letting us know what is going on out there. So definitely worth the talk, worth the ask, as you are taking some thoughts behind that. Here, let me give you this in some other format here. Man that was arrested in relation to the California shooting is a convicted felon. New details unfolding about the arrest connected to the mass area shooting. Mark Mayfield has more info.
26-year-old Deandre Martin is due in court today, but is only being charged with assault and having a gun. He's a convicted felon with a history of domestic violence and attempted assault and got out of prison 2 years ago. Police are still searching for the shooters who opened fire during a fight, killing 6 people and injuring 12. A local group is offering a $10,000 reward. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Okay, so there you go. Some information there for sure as we are talking. I guess I lost that camera for doing that. So there you go. Some interesting info on that particular side as we are doing the things that we get to do. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things going on inside of here. Where do we want to go? Do we want to talk? Let's talk about some of the recession concerns, because that's going to be a thing for sure. Investors can't rule out the recession, so let's talk about this. Investors are betting that the Federal Reserve will raise rates so aggressively that it will squash the inflation that will lead to a recession. Mike Bowers has more information.
And it was a report showing a booming job market that's begun sounding the recession alarms. The jobs numbers amount to a green light for more aggressive tightening, including what looks to be the first half percentage point rate hike in 22 years at a policy meeting that will conclude May 4th. Friday, the bond yield inverted. That is traditionally a harbinger of recession. And while recession talk is clearly premature, it is clear the Fed is on an increasingly narrow tightrope. The current bond prices do imply slower growth ahead, but do not currently suggest the Fed will overdo its tightening campaign. Even Fed advisors themselves say one of the things we've learned from the pandemic is to expect the unexpected. I'm Mike Bauer.
Okay, there you go. Expect the unexpected. That's definitely something to think about, something to talk about, something to move and groove about as we are hanging. So what do you think here? Do you think that that's going to be the lay of the land, or do you think things will change? This is going to be fun. So the main camera apparently has just went down. I'm sure I'm not supposed to talk about it. Am I not supposed to talk about it? So there you go. It'll be fun to take a look at this. Yeah, it's definitely down. So let's do a little smoother ruther in regards of that. So yes, that's always fun time when you're doing live anything, when things just don't go into the way that they're supposed to. But that's, I guess, portion of what we do around here. But don't worry, because this is the fun part. When you are a radio station first and everything else is secondary, we kind of take a look at it in that particular format. So not a problemo, not a issue here. So don't worry about that. We will get you focused on what is important as I am talking on this lovely morning. Anyways, it is currently 29 minutes past the top of the hour. So what do we do here? Well, we do our thing that we normally do. We do that thing that we call the main story. I think we're not going to have a screen for that one. That's going to be the fun part. So let's go ahead and do that right now as we are talking on this lovely morning. And let's do that thing called the main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about it because we are starting to see more and more of it. We are starting to see more and more people do it. We are starting to see more and things occur out of this particular fashion. So let's just do it in the format that we think that it's going to be important. Let's do it in the format that you think that you might want to bring something up. You might want to do something that's out of the ordinary. You might want to do something where, if we were just being realistic, maybe it's time to start looking at potential strategies and other things that do occur, because here's the issue that we're running into. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about people that are leaving organizations, people that are doing the exit strategy, people that you might do business with that are saying, if I can do something in a different format, maybe that's the better way of doing this. And what do I mean by all of this? Well, let me put it to you in this format simply. There are people that are out there currently that are leaving organizations, that are leaving and doing things incorrectly. It is the exit strategy format. What do I mean? Well, it goes down something like this. Let's say, for instance, I am the safety manager at one of your facilities. And all of a sudden, I have developed all of these plans and programs that have assisted throughout your organization. But on my way out, opposed to sharing the information with you, sharing with you exactly my passwords, the information of the stuff that I have put together, all of a sudden I'm holding you kind of captive. I'm holding you down where I'm saying, well, I am not willing to give you the information unless you provide me with X, Y, and Z. That could be a leaving, a better package than what you might have given me on the way out if I was terminated. Or maybe it's just one of those things where I go, well, I want X letters to be written about me, about how great of a person I was, and then we kind of go from there. And this is not something that is uncommon. I'm not gonna sit here and go, it's not something that's happening, because it is happening a lot more frequently than what you think. And this is the stuff that we have to talk about, because it is not uncommon for people to do this. And I know that it sounds super shady. I know that it sounds terrible when we start talking about it, but it is something that is legitimately happening. It is something that when you start taking a look around, you go, how can people do that? Well, I don't know, but it is happening out there. So with this being said, it's almost like you don't know what to do, because that we sit here and we talk a lot about organizations, and we talk a lot about, sometimes they don't have the best interest in heart of what we're doing. I mean, some do, but some don't. But when you hear about something like this, where all of a sudden it's the exit strategy, that the person knows what they're doing, that they are leaving with the intent of harm, well, that becomes a thing. I mean, it's kind of interesting, because you take a look around in some of these things that we do inside of the world of safety, and you take a look around, it's like some of these things like shows, and you take a look around at some of these other portions like third-party content and all this, and you still see people doing this. Like, I know of people that have left other places and have taken websites, even though they might have been considered a group of people that were doing a thing together. Well, all of a sudden, boom, they have decided to leave what they were doing, and they took their website, even though it was a group website, just for the sole purpose of being an asshole. Because, I mean, that's really what it boils down to. And then the other portion that I always find interesting is that then these other people will go out there and say how great of leaders they are, how great they are with leadership, after they know that they have just left a company or a group and screwed some people over. It's just amazing to me that you can go out there and, proclaim your virtues to the world on how great you are, and then all of a sudden have something like that going on. It's just not something that I think that is the correct fashion. But then again, that is my opinion of what it is. I mean, it's not necessarily means that I'm accurate, but it's something to think about. Because here's the thing. If you were interacting with someone and you had heard that they worked with someone else, but they kind of held them hostage, is really what it boils down to. They're holding them hostage. You need to give me more money to be able to do X, Y, or Z to take over. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You're going to look at it and go, well, I'm not going to do business with you if this is something that is a common practice. I mean, let's just be realistic for what it is. So my issue becomes this. If you're seeing stuff like this, that it is happening, what do you do? Or if you're the person that's doing it, what is the reason that you think that this is the right thing? Like, what do you take a look at and go, well, this is owed to me? Because there has to be a level of that there. There has to be a level of, well, this is what is mine and I am deserving. Is it the correct exit strategy? My answer is probably going to be no. Not probably. It's definitely dead set that it's no. But why do these things happen? And it's because most people inside of these organizations feel underappreciated, or they're just really trying to take advantage of a system. Is it the right thing to do? No. But how do you kind of start taking a look at this? If you're an organization or if you're somebody who's involved in this, well, you have to start looking at different aspects of being able to share information. Now, don't get me wrong, or don't get me right, or whichever way you want to take a look at it. This is definitely the incorrect thing to do. Because here's the thing that I tell people. You have to remember the people that helped you on the way up. Because when you're on your way down, well, if you mistreated those people, it's going to come back to haunt you. It's just kind of the way that it goes. You know, life has that weird thing known as karma that will come back to haunt you if you do the wrong thing to people. It's just kind of the way that it goes. Anyway, something to think about. Currently 36 minutes past the top of the hour.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to Real Safety
Don't
Talk.
go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of Real Safety Talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly. Less than $2 a month and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Anxiety creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over. I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone. It's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home. Your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember, you were made. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's a word. I try to justify my actions. Less reactions, heart beat raising. Oh, it doesn't work.
Okay, there you go. Currently 41 minutes past the top of the hour. This one's Mind Me with Anxiety. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes. You know, it's always a good time here. Good little beats going on. So you can go out there and take a download to that. Anyways, thanks to Mind Me for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. So there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. As we are hanging and banging on this lovely Tuesday. Anyways, let's get into this because I'm going to tell you the most important thing that I will ever tell you at any point in my life. And this is about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether if you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experience for people in your local communities whose life have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to afsp.org. That is afsp.org, or call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741. Listen, we can't do what we do without the most important part of everything that goes around in this planet, and that's you. Seriously. Nobody can do what you do. Seriously. Don't care what anybody else tells you. Think about it. Only you can play your part in this lifetime. No one else can do so. So it's impossible to replace you. So think about that. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things going on inside of the world in what is going on. So if you did not know this, now you will know this because I'm about to share it with you. Saving relationships. Yeah, you're probably sitting there going, what? Yeah, saving relationships. Couples with joint bank accounts last longer, according to Cornell researchers. Couples who have pooled their money demonstrate more positive indicators of clear communication than those who don't. According to lead author Emily Garbinsky, the study showed that the word choices of those couples alone indicated high level of mutual satisfaction. They tended to use more we, us as opposed to I, me, my. Terms associated with joint affiliation also came up more often, such as agree, connect, friend, kindness, listen, and peace. Garbansky says that when a couple decides to pool their financial resources, it increases one's level of dependence on their partner. It helps to align the couple's financial interests and goals, both which are associated with high levels of relationship quality, which is great as long as the nasty Amazon habit doesn't get in the way. Plus, you'll save on banking fees, so I guess that makes sense. And the other side too, I mean, the relationship probably lasts longer because who really wants to go in there and try to say, hey, we need to separate our bank accounts because I'm on my way out.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Hey, what did I say? What did I say? Anyways, let's continue talking. Food for thought. Eating avocado reduces the risk of heart attack in both men and women, including when eaten in place of butter. Cheese, processed meat. According to a new study, researchers at Harvard T.H. Chan School Public Health Boston found that eating at least 2 servings of avocado a week reduces the risk of heart attack by 21% compared to avoiding rarely eating avocados. They also determined that consuming half of a serving of avocado, a fourth of a cup a day instead of the same amount of eggs, yogurt, cheese, margarine, butter, processed meat such as bacon lowered the risk of heart attack by 16% to 22. Awesome. The only problem is that you have to eat avocados instead of bacon. Well, hold on. I mean, let's just think about this. I mean, let's think. So if I don't eat processed meat, eggs, yogurt, cheese, margarine, butter, I have a less chance. Well, that would be also like me saying if I drank water all the time instead of anything else, I'm going to be fully hydrated with less things having to process through my body. I think that is kind of one of those oxymorons.
Duh.
So let's continue talking. Makeup that smells like coffee and donuts. Why not? Beauty brand Elf Cosmetics is launching a makeup collection inspired, by Dunkin'. The Elf X Dunkin' collab features items with names inspired by Dunkin's menus, including dozens of scented eyeshadows palettes, which also are colors of shimmery pink, blue, yellow, and chocolate brown, 2 glazed of the day, lip gloss, a coffee-scented lip scrub, and makeup brushes shaped like straws. There are also makeup sponges that look like strawberry frosted donuts and confetti sprinkles when the packing is on brand, making it look like you're taking home a box of donuts rather than lip gloss, eyeshadow. The collection launches on Thursday. I guess they can't use the slogans America makeup runs on Dunkin' because that would be just kind of a weird thing to do. And here's the other thing. I mean, think about this. If you have a younger child around you and all of a sudden they see you taking donuts and things that look like donuts and spreading them on your face, I think the kid might have some questions later on in life on what the hell was my parent doing at that particular time in life. I mean, think about it. Think about it for a moment. I mean, I don't think that I'm saying anything off my rocker as I am saying it. I mean, think about it. Does it make any sense? Probably not. So there you go. Let's continue talking. Planting a vacation. What? Yeah, planting a vacation. What? Yeah, planting a vacation. A hotel in Kentucky is offering tourists the chance to bring along their houseplants to the world's first plant-friendly hotel experience. The local Convention and Visitor Bureau of Lexington has teamed up with Elwood's Hotel Suites to offer special amenities to guests traveling with their houseplants in tow. The event kicking off on Friday will offer the Gardener's premier corner room package for 6 king suites specially chosen for their abundance of plant-friendly natural light. The package also includes greenery, a complimentary potted area, botanical toiletries, and tea for plants served with pink mugs. Guests can also partake in the plant-centric perks, including garden mojito cocktails specially made with blueberry sauce and blackberry sauce, fresh herbs, and edible flowers downstairs in the kitchen bar. Why the fuss of houseplants? Well, the Visitor Bureau says that thanks to the years long of the pandemic and the rising cost of parenthood, pets, and new babies, plants have been promoted as the new pets. How did they not name the thing vegetation vacation would be the other question to talk about. And I suppose the other great thing is about this is that you don't have to ask someone to water your plants for you while you're away. I guess my question becomes this: how the hell do you take those things on the plane with you? Because maybe that's something else to think about entirely, opposed to it just being one of these things where we go, okay, cool, this worked out well. Anyways, I think it's time for the Motivation Minute, and it is 49 minutes past the top of the hour.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote was submitted by Cynthia. Maya Angelou said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Very true. Most people don't look at a caterpillar and think beautiful thoughts. They're kind of gross looking. It's an awkward little worm. Then it goes into a cocoon for a bit and comes out a beautiful butterfly. Sometimes in life, we need to remember that we can also transform ourselves. If you're in an awkward situation that's not where you want to be, think about what changes are needed for you to spread your wings and fly to the next chapter in your life. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by LSMorgan.com. Sometimes you already know that something is good for you, like fermented foods, because you hear about it quite a bit. But sometimes it's surprising to discover new ways of how something good can be even better. A randomized placebo-controlled crossover trial demonstrated that the consumption of fermented dairy beverage called kefir for 4 weeks improved relational memory in healthy adults compared to drinking a placebo low-fat dairy drink. The improvement in memory may have occurred due to changes in the gut-brain axis, which is a two-way communication center with the gut function affecting the brain and vice versa. More studies are on the way to understand the exact science of how the increase in beneficial bacteria from fermented beverage ends up improving memory, but if you like some of the fermented foods, you now have more reasons to enjoy them. For more information, check out alessamorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Does that include fermented cheese? I mean, I'm just wondering. I'm asking for a friend. Anyways, 51 minutes past the top of the hour as we are hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show. Anyways, at the top of the hour, we will be going over exclusively to RadioBig.fm if you want to come and hang out and do the things that we get to do over there. So don't worry about that. That is something that we will do all together. So fun stuff as we are hanging and banging, moving and grooving, and everything in between. Anyways, let's continue talking because we got a lot of stuff to carry over and talk about. So real quick, before I forget, matter of fact, let's bring in some pros and talk about this real quick. Let's do this. Despite the Senate Judicial Committee, the vote for Judge Brown Jackson will go to the Senate for a full vote. Mike Bowers has more information.
When the votes are 11 yeas, 11 nays. It's a tie vote.
Under Senate rules, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was able to bring the nomination to the floor, but needed to follow extra procedural steps to do so. The committee deadlocking on Jackson's nomination meant that for the first time in modern history of Supreme Court confirmations, she needed an additional procedural step known as a discharge petition to get the vote on the Senate floor. A discharge petition brings a bill out of committee and to the floor for consideration without a report from the committee by discharging the committee from further consideration of a bill or resolution. I'm Mike Bauer.
Okay, there you go. Living in some times that are different, getting to see some things that we normally don't get to. So there you go. As we are talking, hanging and banging, and all of that kind of fun limericks and wording and all that other fun stuff. Anyways, to continue talking real quick, no winner for Friday night's Mega Million drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for an $81 million jackpot. If you are so far on the lookout for that, so don't worry because we got that for you. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on. The jury deliberation began on Monday in the trial for the 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Whitmore. So there you go. We're going to see what's going on there. Adam Fox, Barry Croft Jr., Daniel Harris, and Brandon Caserta face charges of conspiracy despite not actually pulling off the kidnapping. Foxcroft Harris also faced charges related to weapons. No verdict was reached. Deliberations continue today. So I'm sure we will find out more information as things get closer down and down and down as we go. Anyways, back in 2020 on this date, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is admitted to the hospital after suffering symptoms of COVID-19. He survives the deadly virus, so that was a good thing there. Anyways, let's continue talking about some birthdays that are going on today. Dominic Mysterio turns 25. Lily James turns 33. Charlotte Flair, 36. Phil Whitmore, 38. Zach Baggins, 45. Sterling K. Brown, 46. Juicy J turns 47. Pharrell Williams, turns 49. Greg Mathis turns 62. So there you go. Those are all birthdays that are going on today. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate today, I got a ton of them for you. First Contact Day, Gold Star Spouses Day, National Caramel Day, National Deep Dish Pizza Day, National Flash Drive Day, National Go for Broke Day, National Nebraska Day, National Raisin and Spice Bar Day, National Read a Roadmap Day, SAM Day of Action, National Library Workers Day, and National Employee Benefits Day. So there you go. There is a plethora of days to celebrate for sure, as you have just heard me say, as we're going through the whole thing. Anyways, if you're looking for some whack facts, I'm sure I have some of those for you that I can share. In Mel Brooks' silent movie, the only actor with speaking role is Marcel Marceau. So there you go. And he's a mime. Baby robins eat about 14 feet or 4.3 meters of earthworms every day. The Atlantic Ocean is saltier than the Pacific Ocean. Pain travels through the body at 350 feet per second. An iceberg contains more heat than a lit match. Mailing the entire building has been illegal in the U.S. since 1916, when a man mailed 40,000-ton bricks of house across Utah to avoid pay the high freight rates. So hold on, you're telling me back then it was cheaper to actually mail a whole household opposed to actually paying the freight charge? Well, I guess that's one way to do it if you are looking at some weird things to do, for sure. Anyways, let's talk about, did you know scientists in South Korea have come up with new technology that will cut time it takes to charge electric cars into just 9 seconds, allowing EV owners to fill up faster than their gasoline counterparts. And even those plug-in at homes will have their recharging time slashed from 10 hours to 3 minutes. The new device uses laws of quantum physics to power the all battery cells at once instead of at one at a time. So recharging at worst takes no longer than it will to filling up a gas tank at the pump. Yet still, my kids will return the car on empty every single time. You know, that's interesting technology. I would definitely love to hear more about that. That is for sure. Anyways, let's give you some other things real quick. If you need a random joke for today, wow, that was scary. Something just fell off the wall. If you need a random joke for today, if you think of how dumb people are. Hold on, I can't even talk. Think of how dumb the average person is, then realize that half of us are even dumber than that. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What is your favorite or oddest place to take a nap? If you need something for the water cooler, try this. Question. In a survey, 1 in 5 people said that this is the biggest annoyance in their home. What is it? Pet hair. So there you go. Anyways, you have been listening to the Rated R Safety Show exclusively on Radio Big and safetyfm.com. So if you want to come out, hang out, come and do so. I will be going over to radiobig.fm exclusively for the next couple hours to do the things that we do over there. Anyways, we can't do what we do around here without you, the most important part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener. Thanks for what you do day in and day out. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. Life is a lot like jazz. The best of you is to improvise. Don't plan everything out. Improvise. It's best when you just improvise. Think about it that way. Anyways, I know who you are. Seriously, I do.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.